Girlfriends, hello. I am Dr. Wilhelmina and I am here to talk about movement. So let's get into this. So, I gotta say first that I am also someone that needs to add more movement to my lifestyle. So, starting slow is why I'm here doing this video, this live for you and for myself. We're going to start slow because we don't want to have any injuries. We don't have to be running a mile or 2 miles right away. Let's just start with just plain old movement. And some of us will never get there or do that. Movement is just what we need. So let's go. First, I want to talk about dangers. The dangers of a sedentary lifestyle. So, sedentary is um, not having movement, sitting around on the couch, watching TV. So, I used an article from health.harvard.edu to make this topic. So, you really want to think about um, how dangerous it is to not have movement in your life or to have so little that can be dangerous. So I'm going to talk about just one or two major effects of it. So the major effect is that you can get venous thrombosis in your legs, which is fatal blood clots. Fatal meaning death, you could die from them. They're deep in the veins of the legs. So you want to get moving, and we're going to do this. There was a study of 15,000 people. So when you think about a study of 15,000 people, it can be generalized pretty much to the public. That's a lot of people. It's not like 20 people and then you think, "Oh, it applies to everybody." It doesn't with 20 people, but this is 15,000 people. And what was found that was that these people that spend a lot of time watching TV, well, these people watch TV, let's just say that. And those that watched the most TV were 70%, had a 70% greater risk of having the venous thrombosis. So let's just say we need movement. We need to find a way to get movement. So this article was about um, watching TV. But we know if we're in the workplace, we know that a lot of us sit when we work. We're sitting all day. Might get up to go to a meeting, but when we come back, we're sitting again. We're at the computer. And that's the same as sitting and watching TV. You might be moving your fingers, but you're not up and down. So I use this article to apply to also those of us that are still in the workplace. Some of us aren't. Some of us are retired or whatever. And so we're not. We might be watching TV. So let's go with this. So, getting extra movement in your day can help you lose weight and keep it off. So, walking is one thing that builds your legs, and having your leg muscles built will help you live longer. And I'll tell you how that is. Um, Slower speeds are linked to lower 10-year survival rate after the age of 75. So that means that it's 10 years, cutting 10 years after the age of 75. So building your leg muscles, we want to do that. We want to build our leg muscles. So we want to get that movement in. So now this is all about, we're not going to be on here long. We're going to come to what the whole thing is about. And it is about ways to get movement added to everyday activities, how to be intentional about it. Have you ever just got home at the end of the day and just, you're so drained? You had a long day at work and you get home and you might have to cook dinner. You might have to cook dinner for the family. And if you're fortunate, you don't. Or it could be unfortunate also. But so now you still got to cook dinner, but then after you're done, you're gonna plop down on that couch and just sit still, right? So let's talk about the movement into the everyday activities. So this makes it easy. So we want to try to get 30 minutes 3 times a week. So You can stretch this out, right? Over the week. Your exercise that you're getting. You could one, you could walk for 5 minutes every 2 hours. So that's intentional. So that's when I say an intentional, you're thinking about how you're going to do this. You're not just letting it happen, the world's happening around you. No, you're thinking about how am I going to get my movement in over this week. So you can even make a plan. So you're going to walk for 5 minutes every 2 hours. You could get up and walk in place during commercials. So if you're watching TV most of the day, you're just sitting, you're retired maybe, or maybe not working, and you've got the time to sit and just watch TV, then when the commercials come on, get up and walk. Now, if you're watching Netflix or one of the other streaming systems that don't have commercials, then you're going to have to schedule that in, right? Every so many minutes, you're going to get up and stand, and you're going to walk in place. That is, those are two tips. I got some more coming. Got to change my page. So another one you probably never thought of doing are heel raises. So do a few sets of those. Like you could just get up onto your toes. And one way to do that, you could do that during the time that you're brushing your teeth, right? Or when you're making breakfast, right? That's a good time. Maybe you're having a conversation with someone. Might look kind of weird, but get on your toes and tell them you're just getting your stretch in because they might think, what are you doing? But I'm taking care of me, right? Okay, girlfriends. So always, this is another one. Always, always, always stand or walk when you're on the phone. For some of us, we're going to get a lot of standing and walking in, right? We spend a lot of time on the phone, right? So make sure you're standing or walking when you're on the phone. Some of us, I have a brother that does this. He walks when he's on the phone. He walks, but he's very skinny, very skinny. But he's on the phone, he's walking, he's talking. That's just his movement. That's what he does. So walking, always stand or walk while you're on the phone. Do a set or two of push-ups against your counter. You know, your body weight is enough to help you through this. It's going to give you that extra movement and give you that strength in your biceps. Uh, One other thing about that, if you got an island like I have here, don't do it on your island. Make sure it's a counter. Island might slip. Um, let's go to this one. Soup cans. Get a couple soup cans, one in each hand, and then do this movement for your biceps. Do 10 to 20 reps of that. It's going to help you with your biceps. Movement, it's all about movement, right? We want to lose that weight and keep it off. And it's intentional, right? And you're actually building it into easy times. Like maybe you're standing there about ready to cook and you just get your cans, get your reps in before you cook. Uh oh, this is a good one. Do 10 reps of stand sit on a chair. Stand sit on a chair. Don't use your hands when you're actually standing. No hands. Stand and sit. So do 10 reps of that. You might need, depending on, your level of strength, you might need your hands to sit down. You might need them to get up. And if you do, it's okay, but build up to where you can go no hands, up and down. You might not be able to, and it's okay. Be careful. Don't overexert yourself. And that's what this whole movement thing is about, not overexerting yourself and just getting started with movement. Then you can go and do the heavier things. Once you move up to your body is used to regular movement, then you can get out and walk a little bit, right? We're not even talking about walking. We're talking about simple intentional steps to movement just to get your body used to it. Your body needs that that movement oil to help you, to get used to it. We got a lot of, from being sedentary, you got a lot of probably aches and pains and things that shouldn't be hurting are hurting just doing simple things. I know what I'm talking about. For me, it is my back, my upper back. I have a muscle, and I can't tell you the name of it, but it's in my middle back and it's deep in there. And I tell you what, I pull that muscle, I get spasms in it, and there is nothing I can do but take medication. But if I take medication, I can't work, right? If I take it, I'm going to be out. So for me, it's something I just have to endure and use hot and cold, and that's a hard area to reach, right? So I can't be at work trying to get that. So anyway, I'm just saying that we have aches and pains in places that we don't normally ache and pain in because we're not getting that movement and getting our body used to it. We do one thing and then, oh. And for me, I travel. So all that plane travel for work, on the plane for long hours, sitting and, you know, I leave this rock and it's 5.5 hours when I leave, at least 5.5 hours every flight, except for when I go to the other islands, see, that are right here, the Hawaiian Islands. And so I pull muscles, I strain muscles. It's just, I understand this being sedentary thing. So, anyway, next one. That was it for the specific things. I'm going to give you some other things that are extras. And that is while doing chores, try to build in um, other things. So save a few dishes for hand washing. It gets your hands and your fingers working. So when you do your dishes, save a few. So maybe you use a dishwasher, or maybe I wash by hand. But so it's easy for me to save a few dishes because I'm doing them by hand anyway, right? But for those that use a dishwasher, save a few dishes. And later in the day, go do those dishes by hand. Uh, and then wash your car by hand. It wasn't that long ago. I used to wash my car by hand all the time. It was when I had a Mustang. It was so pretty. I washed it by hand. And that was a job. Washing your car by hand is a workout. I remember times of my heart beating a lot when I'd be out in the sun because, I've been here for a while. So it's hot. And so I'd be in the sun washing that car and I can remember my heart just a beating. So let's just say that's a workout, washing your car, depending on the size too, right? Instead of doing the car wash. Park farther away from the grocery store. Now that's another one. You got to be intentional because you got to think about it. So you're driving to the grocery store or wherever. Maybe you're going to get some shoes. So give yourself a prize by getting the shoes. That's your prize for parking so far away and walking to the store. So park far out. So then you can get your 5 minutes of walking. Well, maybe not 5 minutes, but you're going to get a few minutes of walking if you park far from the store. And then this was a good one. Walk to the grocery store if it's close. I don't want to walk too far because you're going to have to carry those groceries back. And yeah, so these days we can't have here in Hawaii, we can't have the plastic bags, with the little handle or whatever. We have to bring our own bags. So if you're smart, you bring your own bags. You've got a handle. They're good, sturdy bags. That would be good. You can walk to the store if it's close enough, get your groceries and plan. You got to plan because you don't want to overspend because then that's your weight you're carrying back. Think about that before you go. How much you're going to get, what you're going to get, so that you have enough weight, but not too much, and carry your stuff back. That's a workout. Um, Sweep, mop, and do yard work. Now, sometimes sweeping can be a deal depending on how big your place is, and mopping, that's a little bit of a workout. That's some movement. That's definitely movement. Yard work, oh my gosh. When I lived on base, I had a lot of yard work because I had a fence. If you lived where you had a fence, you had to do all the work within the fence. They didn't cut that, so I did a lot of cutting, weeding, and then you had to line it up because you had bricks or whatever. You didn't want your grass growing through. So I got a lot of workout doing the yard work. I hated it. The yard work in the sun. Whew. But anyway, these are all tips and ideas to intentionally get movement within your everyday life. So check it out, try it out, see how it works for you. You know the dangers. I talked about the thrombosis and just being out of shape. There's a lot of dangers in being out of shape and not having movement in your life. It's harder to do things when you're sedentary. I know, because that travel, imagine. I got to get my luggage to the counter. I've got wheels. Sometimes I've got an extra one that doesn't have wheels that I've got to sit on top and pull. That's heavy. So that's pulling on my muscles. Then you got to get your carry on, which you probably put too much crap in. And me, I've got to carry two computers. I've got to put that up above in the carry on. It's hard. I'm telling you, just doing it sometimes everyday stuff can be difficult. Whatever you have to do in your life, it can be difficult when you haven't had movement. And now all of a sudden you've got to do something that requires you to use a little muscle or do a little bit more or walk up some stairs. Let's not talk about stairs or hikes. That's another video. Hiking, ooh, no, I've been tricked into two hikes since living here. And supposedly, oh, these are easy. They weren't easy at all. Um, and then um, I've went intentionally on hikes that were supposed to be easy hikes. Oh, this is the easiest hikes. And so we go. It's not easy. They're always up. A hike is up. I wouldn't mind a hike that was flat, but here in Hawaii, hikes go up and they keep going up. They don't go down until you're done when you get to the top. Then you come down. Hikes are hard. So you got to get movement in your life so that you can do the things that your family wants you to do, your friends want you to do, the things that you want to do that require you to use muscle and movement. You got to move. You got to start moving. And I'm not preaching at you because I need to do it too. And this is my plan, to be intentional. And my plan is from the couch to a mile running. I want to go from the couch to a mile running, not walking. I want to do it running. So we're going to work up to it. So you all have a beautiful day, and I hope you enjoyed the video and you will institute some of this stuff into your life. And let me know how it goes. Hit me back with it. Let me know. Type it, come back later and put it in the comments. You can hit it up on YouTube. You can subscribe for the rest of the videos I do, that you get notified that I'm doing one. Do that too. But let me know how it goes. We're gonna do this. This is something that we're doing together, and I'll let you know how it's going for me. All right, take it, check it out. Share this video with people that you think need it. If you have friends that need to get moving, kindly share it. Gently share it. Let them know these are some good ideas to get movement into their life without breaking their back. All right. Have a beautiful day and thank you for watching. And come back next week, Saturday, always at 9 o'clock Hawaii time, which will be 11 or 12 Pacific. Right now, it's 12 Pacific. Take care. Have a beautiful day.